This is a video I'm making for the young man who stopped me on the street of Rodeo Drive and said that he had made $80,000 doing sales, and he stopped because he was no longer passionate about it. And you asked me, what should I do with my life? And I didn't have time to answer you when I was walking, but I wanted to give you a longer answer right now. You said you stopped because you didn't think sales was your passion. And what really got me thinking about that is that I actually was in your position. I had a management consulting job. I saved up $50,000 from that job. And then I said, I'm not passionate about this. I'm going to go do something that I am passionate about, which at the time was fitness. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I took fitness and went full cycle all the way to a $46 million exit. But I want to give you the steps in between there and tell you how it actually ended up today, because fitness is still a passion of mine. So then why don't I do it as my business? I was a consultant, right? I did the same thing and I was miserable. And so then I started the Free Training Project, which was like a nonprofit where I just did people's workouts for them. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I figured maybe I could do this for profit. Like, wouldn't that be the dream? Never work another day in my life. And what was interesting is that as more and more customers came in, I started to get tired of actually making so many programs. And so then I was like, maybe if I just like start a gym, that's the real deal, right? And so then I signed a lease, put all the money I had into getting this gym going, and it was the hardest thing that I've ever done. I came into it thinking that I'd be training like the star athletes, right? But I wasn't. I actually found out I was training lots of moms who wanted to lose weight and didn't really care that much about fitness. And even in the few moments where I had just maybe one person that showed an inkling of interest in fitness to the degree that I was, it still got kind of boring because I ended up having to do the same thing over and over and over again. And so the difficult part with that specific part of my passion journey is that I couldn't get out of it because I already signed a lease, right? I had to just keep going. The reason I'm making this is because your passions and your interests are often incredibly narrow. And addiction is a narrowing of things that bring you joy. Fulfillment is a broadening of them. Fast forward. So then I scale up the gyms and then I start doing turnarounds, flying across the country, filling up other people's gyms because I really got good at marketing and sales. Then I licensed that model to 6,000 locations. I started a supplement company to sell through that distribution base. And then I sold all of that to private equity at a $46.2 million valuation. And the reason that I find this so interesting is that today, I still love fitness. And I don't talk about it because I actually don't want it to mix with my life in a weird way. Like, it's this kind of like holy grail for me. And I have an amazing HQ gym. And so then it begs the question, wait a second, why don't you do your passion? Because if you did your passion, you wouldn't work another day in your life. And it's just a very